Okay, so most creators who are stuck, especially creators who are stuck at 3 to 10,000 per month, have this one limiting belief, in my opinion, that they think that if I just post more, I'll finally start scaling, right? If I just get more followers, more like 10,000 more followers, I'll start actually getting paid more. It's honestly a good belief to have, right? I mean, especially if you have something that is clearly working, the simplest way to always do is to just double it, double the volume, right? Double the quantity. But in your case, because you're a creator and you're stuck between 3 to 10,000 per month, it's very simple, right? You do have the lead flow. Otherwise, you wouldn't be stuck, right? Otherwise, you would be making zero. You have the lead flow, you get sales, because again, otherwise you would be again stuck at zero. So your offer is clearly working, there is some demand in the market, and you clearly get some lead flow. So this is already good. You have something going on, but lead flow is not your problem, and I'm going to explain you why clearly in this one video. And this is what I call the energy allocation trap. I don't know if somebody has come up with it, but this is my terminology for it and my explanation. It's very technical and it's going to explain you what exactly you need to do. So let's just start with your productivity, right? Because everything comes down to your productivity, how productive you are every day. And we cannot say, because not even Elon Musk is, spends his days 100% productive, every hour of the day cannot be productive. That's just not humanly possible. So, probably the average creator, I would say somebody who is committed, who knows what to do, has around 60 to 70% productivity each day. So, that's pretty good actually. That's really, really good, especially on a good day. You do have around 60 to 70. What actually happens, right? Because you do get this 60 to 70% productivity, you focus on your business, right? Your business is what is your productivity area. You focus on it. We are talking in terms of business. So, your business is not just one chain, right? It's a lot of interconnected chains together, a lot work together, and they not simulate, but they actually create your business, right? Your business is a lot of interconnected chains working together that bring you income. That's like, revenue, income, profit, net income, call it whatever you want. This is the effect of putting all of those chains together and making them work, right? Your income is the effect of having a system, interconnected chains that are working together, not flawlessly, but they do have some connection together. So this is why you are actually getting some money. Congratulations to that part. But because you started, you are at 3 to 10,000, right? You still have this fear, right? That maybe some months are going to be zero, right? You start from zero every month. That's your biggest fears, right? Your fear is that every month is it depends on you, right? It depends on how much effort you're going to put that month. If you're not going to put enough effort that month, you will make 3,000. If you put a lot of effort that month, guess what? You will make 10,000. And it just goes back and down, like, because humans, there's this thing called regression to the mean. So consistency and discipline is something that a lot of people have. But again, one month you will kind of feel more bad. The other month you will feel better, right? It's completely natural, and a lot of humans actually experience it. It's simply called regression to the mean. Everything is going back to the zero, and it just repeats basically this loop. What I'm trying to explain in this video, and it's very simple, I'm digging down to the fundamentals of how to actually scale, especially if you're stuck. So again, let's go back to your productivity. So you have 60 to 70% productivity each day, and you decide to spend it on your business, right? So your business, let's just have three chains, right? You have three chains in your business that are the most important. Front end, which is of course lead generation, and content, right? This is how you're going to bring in the leads. This is very important for you. You surely have to invest a lot of stuff into a lot of effort into here. Your conversion and service delivery. So basically how you're going to convert, how you're going to sell, and the delivery, right? Service delivery, product delivery, very important. Very, very important. This is how you're going to actually scale in the long term. And you have your backend, right? Your backend systems, your retention systems, your upsell systems, and your scaling systems, right? Everything goes to the backend operations. And of course, you spend some time because, again, at the end of the day, you need to scale. You're a creator and you have a long term vision. It might be hitting 25,000 per month and more. 25,000 should be the minimum that should be aiming for, especially if you have something that is working and you're spending some time here as well. But let me explain you what the average creator who's stuck between those months is thinking, right? What is going through your head? So through your head goes a very simple belief, right? I just need to post more content. I just need to generate more leads, right? So instead of spending 20% and allocating the other 40% to the rest, to the other chains, the creator, in this case, decides to spend 40 to 50%, right? Which leaves him with, I would say, 20 to 30% to available to allocate to the other, which is really low, right? In our case. And I mean, again, clearly, I know why the creator is doing that because, again, the creator, you in this case, you have this belief that you just need more lead flow, you just need more cash flow, right? And again, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. What you're doing is you're kinda betting on what is working till now. Especially if you're getting some sales, right? Because if you're getting sales, it's very easy to just, double the sales, to double the lead flow, double the outreach, double the inbound, double the content, everything. If it works, just double it, right? That's the simplest thing. But when you double something that is leaky, especially if you have one offer upfront and that's it, what do you expect, right? What do you exactly expect to happen after you sell it to the customer and he just goes like it's a one and done offer? Like you're never going to see them again. You're never going to upsell them, resell them, downsell them, cross sell, nothing, right? You just have a one, and you lose so much revenue because you don't focus on your service delivery and your backend systems. Your backend systems is what is going to scale you, and I'm going to explain you why in the next um, squares. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to break your limiting belief that content is what you need to focus on. You need to focus on a lot of areas in your business. Of course, content is important, but your service delivery and your backend systems are what are going to actually scale. When you have a system available, if it's weak, clients leave. And so you have no renewals, you have bad reputation, people are just going to kind of spread the word around you. Maybe on Reddit, Facebook groups, school groups, everywhere, right? Instagram DMs and comments. So that is a big no-no, right? Your delivery should be the strongest thing that you always have, right, in your business. So always focus on delivery. If the backend is weak, there's no retention, so no leverage. You just basically what I said earlier, you create a one and done, and you never see that come again. Maybe he will actually create some first if you delivered good, if your product was solid, but that's honestly 20% of what is possible. So you have to focus on your backend as well. Your backend is what will scale you. Every close just one and done in a while, no back, no order. So you're stuck at 3 to 10,000 euros or dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, you have zero on your chain. So you basically buy energy by hiring the right people and systems, right? It makes so much sense now. First of all, you free up time, you free up effort, knowledge, right? To focus on a chain that truly needs needs your right, needs your how do I say it? It needs your look. But yeah, it's not your dedication actually. That I got a word. It needs your dedication, right? So you free up more time to focus on a chain that needs your dedication. And suddenly you can actually put your energy into the backend plus service delivery, right? And that's where revenue multiplies. And you of course can focus on your front end as well. After you fix the service delivery and you fix the upsells, you can go all in, hiring some sellers, doing some outbound outreaching, starting paid ads, right? You can do anything. But if you have a leaky bucket, that's the first thing you have to actually focus on. You have to focus on hiring the people who can help you fix that leaky bucket, right? Because once you fix that, scaling just becomes infinite, right? It just comes to your lead flow, inflow, lead flow. But if you don't fix it, every lead that comes in just comes in, goes out, and you never hear from them again. And let's just do simple maths because it's always the answer. So you basically bring in 5 clients a month, and instead of just 10,000 and done because you never see them again, your backend actually makes 2 people renew, right? And 1 upsell to maybe a mastermind offer, to a more high ticket offer. And so the same 5 clients, they're now worth 20,000 euros and dollars, right? Because you just had a really good product delivery and you had someone so excited to work with you that he bought your even more higher product, right? Your mastermind or one-on-one, right? And that's not posting more. That's actually backend and delivery doing the heavy lifting for you. That's how you actually leverage long-term scaling by having a backend system and having a very strong delivery. Focus on your delivery. Have the best delivery. Like don't really don't really spend so much on your lead flow if you don't have delivery that is actually worth flexing, right? Like you need to be proud of your delivery. You need to have pride in your process of delivering. And this is what is actually our pride here to help you grow. We have pride in our service delivery. We help people build their backend. We help people build a better offer, scale their offer, right? And then we help them build a backend. We help them with their service delivery so they can actually have flawless delivery. So every client that buys wants to buy more. And of course, not every client wants to, renew or upsell or whatever. But we aim for most of your customers to actually have such a good experience. And because we know how to create a good experience, we know how to do it. And if you start working with me, you will experience it as well. I have pride in my process. A lot of people today, especially in this industry, they just want to make money. They just want to get paid and live, right? This is not what I started this for. I started this for a reason. I started this because I want to have pride in my delivery. I want to help people. And I want to have pride in helping other people. Confidence, right? Conviction is what I'm trying to aim for. When I speak about my system, when I speak about my systems and everything, right? SOPs, knowledge, I want to talk about it with pride because I know how much it is going to affect. And this is why I'm making this video, because I know there's a lot of creators out there, especially because this market is growing year over year. A lot of people are starting their own consulting, especially with Iman now buying consulting.com. There's going to be a lot of new consultants are going to be stuck in this new space, right? 3 to 10. And they really need some help. There's so many other people out there that, try to just get paid and leave. But this is not what I'm here for. I'm here for the long term. I want to take everything slowly and I want to focus on my service delivery. That's the most important step for me. And that's why I'm only working with 2 to 3 clients because that's my reason. Service delivery. I don't want to take more than I can handle. So yeah, if you're interested in learning more about how I can help you build your backend and your service delivery and maybe fix your frontend as well, because again, frontend is important, but if you're a creator who's making a lot of money, this is what you need to focus on. You can schedule a call with me in the description. It's going to be there. And it's going to be just a 20-minute conversation. I'm just going to over your KPIs, your data, if you collect data. See what exactly we can improve as soon as possible so you can actually have a clear ROI within the first 7 days. This is my target to basically give you clear ROI the first 7 days. So then you're just excited working with me, right? So you can have pride in another client. So yeah, if you're interested, drop me a DM in Instagram and we can talk about the rest. I'm not going to pitch you. This is value and this is just to show you what is possible. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.